Hello everyone, thanks for coming today. My name is Ramona, the Healing Intuitive. I am going to do a 3-card reading today for the weekend of March 4th and 5th. I'm going to be using the Fairy Oracle cards by Brian Froud and Jessica Macbeth. Very beautiful, it was very nice, had some lovely card reading meanings throughout the book. Lots of good spreads. And these are the cards. These are the backs of the cards. These are called the topsy-turvids. There's quite a few of them on there. And then the other cards, the other side of the cards, I will show you some of them. They're really, really sweet, gorgeous pictures. Some of them, of course, are maybe not as sweet looking, but I'm quite a fan of this deck and the artwork Brian Froud did on them. Very beautiful, angelic cards and beautiful colors. Anyways, I'll show you this one last one and then we'll get started. So I'm going to just shuffle the cards and just connect again with the fairies so I can hear their messages clearly. Today I ask that we do this reading for everyone and the highest good for all. And as I do healing intuitive readings, this will be really geared towards your health and what you can do for yourself, that kind of thing. So fairies, please be with us so I could do this reading. Let's do some more shuffling here and make sure everything is shuffled well. A little bit more here. Don't mind me. This is my second video so far I've made, and takes a little practice, and I'll get it down. Just you wait. Alright, so I'm going to cut the cards. Let's see what we come up with. To the left, something to the right. Well, the first one is, we've got it in reverse. Second one is upright. Third one is upright as well. So the first one in reverse is hard to read. Something. I'll read the name of that later when I can see it a bit better. But it looks like an ancient little fairy elf, doesn't it? So that's our first card. So this looks like somebody's definitely in nature and maybe an ancient being. Lots of trees, leaves. I'll just put this down for now. So the second one. This is, what else can we add to this reading? So this one is Solace. So very beautiful. Masculine card. Lots of energy there. Solace. The third card is Lapis, the Wild. So this is an interesting looking card. Crazy looking. So I'm going to look at these, see what I get first, and then I'm going to look in the book and see their meanings. I like to get my own meaning out and then see what they say. So let's see, the first one is this little guy in the forest. So he kind of has this ancient look about him, but he also has this very young look. to me, kind of cute and sweet. And he's small. He's very small. So let's just go with that to begin with. He's out in nature. He's maybe a little soul. He has lots to tell us. So let's go with the next one. So again, this is Solus, and this is definitely a very fiery card, and his eyes are very piercing. His hair is, it's really, everything looks very fiery about this card. I quite like the colors in there. And it's very serious. So we have the first one, which is more of a playful kind of elf, and although wise, and he's out in the forest playing. And then we have Solus that's come up here, and this energy is very fiery and yet solemn and serious. So I see kind of two things going on here. One is we have some playful energy. We also have some serious energy going on. So I'm going to look at the third card here. Again, it's Lapis the Wild. And he just looks like he's ready to jump out at us. So he's leaning down. His fairy wings are kind of tattered. Like, he's been around the block a couple times. And yeah, he's got an interesting gleam in his eye. So what do I see from these? Like I said, the first two, one is very young energy, yet ancient, wise, something going on there for us. But when we add Solus into the mix, we add some more seriousness to the card, the first card. So looks like maybe, for the weekend there might be some maybe fun with some other serious stuff coming up. So then this guy here, he's just all over the place. So let's see, could be a mixed bag of tricks this weekend for us. So I'm going to look at the first card and just see what it says on there. In their version of things. And okay, so this one is called Geo the Slow. So this looks like it's cycles of time, slowness, waiting, and patience. And this one is in reverse. I remembered it. So let's just remember that. So I'll just read about this card first, and then I'll do the reverse meaning of it. So Geo is the gnome of slow processes. How long is it going to take for that water to wear that rock away? How much has that mountain grown or eroded in the last millennium? Geo is there watching attentively, making certain that things don't happen too fast, resulting in a slipshod job. It's kind of dark to read this right now. Excuse me, I'm reading slowly. It is he who watches the waves slowly encroach on the shore, wearing away the cliffs. I'm a little blind. Elsewhere, to keep things in balance, he watches certain mountains slowly grow taller. Geo is also the master of the clarification process, whereby we let something sit quietly while the impurities slowly settle themselves out, allowing the substance to purify itself in time. Geo doesn't understand why we rush about so, missing out on the slow changes in the worlds around us. He is amazed at the stress and problems we create for ourselves by doing that. He wonders how we can survive if we don't sit down and watch the sunrises and sunsets, or if we don't have time to enjoy our lives, especially if we are so busy rushing around with the idea that we are making things good for ourselves later, but never now. That's very good. The thing about Geos' processes is that they all proceed in good order. Fruit ripens on time, grain is ready at harvest time, and the moon and earth circle each other in equitable balance, neither too quickly nor too slowly. These natural processes work well, and in our own lives, it is helpful to see them for models, finding the right pace, the pace that allows natural, low-stress growth and progress and joy. The world isn't turning any faster, so we might ask ourselves why we are trying to cram more into our days. I understand that. Wow. So the reverse reading of this is unnecessary delays or even stalling may be going on here. Whether the querent is the cause or the victim of this, it may be time for him to give things a tactful but firm push to get them in motion. Geo may be in charge of slow processes. They should actually be proceeding and not stuck. So basically it's telling us to get on the go and make things happen. So, because it's the reverse, instead of telling us to slow down, it's saying that we need to get going on something. So yeah, if something's feeling stuck, then we would be working on getting that unstuck. So I guess that explains for me, the feeling of having this, what's the word? This ancient, young, youthful look, but also this older look. It's interesting. So the next card, Solace, is, I'm going to look at this one now. Let's see here. All right, Solace. So this is in the upright position, so I'll just read this. Here we go. So Solace, knowledge, consciousness, synthesis, spiritual empowerment. Solace stands midway between the realm of the singers and that of manifest reality, the realms of fairy, this world, and other realms and dimensions. The singers dwell in a cosmos without boundaries or differentiations, but we and the fairies live in worlds where there are limitations to overcome and boundaries to identify and expand, which helps us to grow. When we don't know what we need or who to turn to, Solace will help us if we ask. To an Oracle group member, Solace said, "Allow the surface noise to fade. I'm here waiting." Solace encourages us to stand on our own 2 feet, to recognize and utilize our own wisdom, to depend on our own strength, and to acknowledge and work with our own good qualities, using them as stepping stones to improve the less good. Yet, at the same time, Solace recognizes that we cannot do everything alone and helps us to make the connection and to have the insights that will help us to accept wisdom, energy, and assistance from other realms, especially the realms of singers and of fairy. With faith in the human spirit, Solace sees us as arrows fired from a bow, choosing our own directions and soaring into undreamed of heights, empowered by trust and the creative life force. So the upright reading also for this says that solace is radiant, energizing, vitalizing. This presence in a reading often indicates that something new is being brought into being in our lives, partly through our own efforts and partly through the help we are receiving from other realms. Miracles may take place. Movement into the light is occurring. This is a time for taking action, passing on our blessings and learning, and for service given from a position of strength. Well, that's very interesting. Both these cards are saying to take action on something. So that's kind of exciting. So this weekend, yes, definitely look like something's going to happen here. So nonetheless, as well, I'm going to add to that. Something new is being brought into our lives, yes, from help from the other realms and partially because of us. So, do remember that when, or if you ever need solace, so to speak, you can just talk to him, and you just need someone to talk to. I'll do the next card reading here. So that's this one right here is the last one. So let's find that. And so Luathis the Wild. This card's in the upright position, so I'm going to be reading some information, more deeper information about this card. So this card is about haste, impulsiveness, fire, spontaneity, and balance. Luathis the Wild is filled with fire, and fire is associated with the creative life force. This fairy fires us up, gets us going, recharges our batteries and creative energies. He likes to be around when things are exciting, when there's life force blazing high, and he can jump in and encourage us to burn even higher. Creation and passion are his bailiwick. Such a funny name. Faster, faster, faster is his motto. A waitress serving me breakfast looked over my shoulder as she rushed past and paused on her toes as she saw Luathis. "Oh," she exclaimed, balancing 3 full plates and 2 coffee pots. "He looks like a bad fairy. I don't want him in my life." Then she took off at a near run for the people down the aisle who were gesturing for coffee. We have to be careful with Luathis. He doesn't know the meaning of words like slow, stop, rest, respite, or respite, I should say, catnap, moderation, gradual, haste, gentle, ease, peace. These are all things that humans must know in order to live creatively and constructively with him. Anything else is fatal sooner or later, and probably sooner at that. The fire of Luathis can be distinctive as well as creative. Rage, fury, and anger are all part of the fire element as well. Fire burns as well as energizes. Think of the gentle warmth of a full and sleeping kitten. Its inner fire converting milk to bone and muscle and to extravagant friskiness, or the flame of the candle, lighting the wanderer's way home, or the anger of a hurt soul, lashing out at others, or the inferno of a forest fire, wild and overpowering. Creation and destruction are inextricably linked. The fire that burns creates ash, which in turn acts as fertilizer for new growth. The slopes of volcanoes are highly fertile, which is why people take the risk of living and farming on them. Think of the phoenix, who lays her egg and then bursts into flame to incubate it. Birth, death, and rebirth are the cycle of fire. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit more reading on this. So this card says that wild creative energies are being brought to whatever position it represents in the card layout. It often fires up the things that surround it, represented by other cards, energizing them as well. It tells us that it is important to think and act creatively, and it says that the energy to do so is available. New approaches are called for here. Old ideas and old behaviors will not do it. Sometimes it may be useful to draw another card to get some suggestions about what those new ideas might be. Well, maybe I will draw another card, just why not? Alternatively, Luathis may be telling you to go for something now. For example, another member of our Oracle discussion group was at a convention and a man was demonstrating electronic devices. She was not particularly interested in them, but he and she started talking about the different meters and tools for a while. She started to walk away and then she thought, no, I've got to do this. She went back and told him, I don't think I'll ever forgive myself if I don't tell you. I think I'm in love with you. And they've been happily married for many years now. It's a nice story. Sometimes it is important to take the risk of making a fool of yourself to gain something amazing and wonderful and miraculous. Sometimes when Luathis says, go for it now, it is important to do so. And sometimes it isn't. The only reason for caution is that you're afraid of looking silly. It probably is time to go for it. Remember then that you need to keep an eye on Luathis. Don't let him have control of your schedule or the accelerator in your car. He always thinks going faster and taking chances is better. And sometimes he is even right. You sense and stay grounded, even when he takes you off on a flight of fancy. All right, well, to me these meanings here are really good. They all kind of match together. The first two, are all about, the first one is, it was about, just things that are on a slow burn, get them going and that you are getting them going and moving along. The second was another card asking us to take action on something. And this card as well, it's all about creativity and getting that fire burning. So yeah, I see that this weekend will be a good weekend for that. If you have things that you want that are on the go, you might have a lot more energy this weekend, health-wise, to do things that you've been wanting to do that you haven't been able to do lately because maybe you're not feeling well. Or if you want to spark up something new in your life to create, this could be a good time. I'm going to pull one more card because I'm curious. Is there something else perhaps? Thank you. I'm just going to pull it out right from the middle here. And just to add on to, what can we ask? Question being, what else can I add on to this? And how maybe can I do this? What can I do to help? What can this card tell us to help us with that? So here it is, and it's the Maiden. The Maiden is very sweet and cute, that's for sure. She's just such a little cherub. Anyway, she is just very happy, and it looks like, she's just playing. She just looks like she just wants to play. And she has her little sparkly lights above her and all around her, and her wings are different colors of the rainbow, basically. The Maiden. So basically, I think this is, a young energy. It just seems like it's going to be a weekend for energy for different things, and this one seems to me to Maybe while you're doing these things, just remember to have fun and to enjoy the young spirit in you that is still there with the flame still burning. So I'm just going to go and make my reading of that. Theirs is, because there's always lots more details in these, so I like to read them. So the maiden, auspicious beginnings, birth, growth, joy, and hope. From her crown of light to her star-jeweled toes, the maiden is pure joy. She is the face of the force that generates growth throughout all of the worlds. When she smiles, troubles melt. Where she dances, flowers spring from the ground and burst into bloom. It is from the maiden that the pixies learn the dance that keeps the other world turning, and probably our world too, for that matter. She is newly born every morn, and she carols her plangent song of growth for all beings in all the worlds. She sees the magic and the light in everything and takes endless delight in it. Yet even though the maiden is so wonderful and powerful, she is a child and she needs to be cared for, nurtured, and cherished. When she takes the form of a flower, someone must see that she gets enough water and sun. Whenever we look after something new or young, we are caring for the maiden, whether she is in the form of a blossom, a sapling, a baby, or a new idea. She, in turn, is likely to switch between joyfully and gratefully receiving such nurturing and insisting on an independence that she really isn't ready for yet. She knows deep within herself what she needs to do and become, and she moves toward this with the directness of a child. The maiden also has the simplicity and curiosity of a child, seeing with unclouded eyes. She has an openness to life, love, new things, and new experiences. Every moment with her is an adventure, filled with playfulness and hope. Innocent, she is awakening to and learning about the world. Much of her learning comes with laughter and silly jokes, and she trusts what life gives her. Every time we allow ourselves to be filled with joy, we become more like the maiden. And then the last part of this reading, I'll read that, about this card. The maiden signifies new beginnings and growth. You couldn't ask for a more auspicious card than this if you're beginning something new. Spontaneity, growth, joy, exhilaration, and promise for the future are signified here. We must note also that in the early stages of any process, there is vulnerability and a need for protection, shelter, and guidance. But there is also a magical impetus toward burgeoning growth. Trust the process, but take care of the details as well. The maiden is also the inner child who needs to be under the supervision of a competent inner adult in order for her to feel secure and loved. She is not happy when we spoil her. Consider what is growing in your life. Make a list of your hopes, dreams, and plans. Look for the growth within you and think about how you can cherish and nurture that. Bless the growth you see around you. All right, well, I really like that card a lot. You know, it is about, enjoying that young spirit in you, and obviously, you're gonna use that energy to build whatever is going to be brought forward this weekend. So these cards, are all saying to go for it, to create, and to do so with the spirit of a young child. Enjoy, have fun with it. Also know that maybe there are baby steps with this process, this creation over the weekend, or whatever's going on for you. So there's a lot of good things in this book. I like that, really details more about the cards. It's pretty nice. So yeah, overall, I'm going to say that for this reading for this weekend, March 4th and 5th, that if you've got something that's been in the back burner or something new you want to create, now is the time to do it or start it. If you need some to have more trust and faith, well, you can pray to Solace, or you can just pray to your spirit guide or the angels, the fairies, anyone, and to help you move forward if you're feeling stuck, and to give you more faith if you feel that you're not feeling strong or not feeling confident in starting this or working on this project. Also, if it's health related, well, I think that, it's showing there's going to be some energy for you to work on things as well. So, and the last one, of course, is, there's a lot of fire and rebirth and creation there waiting for you if you take that chance and get on it. And then we have the maiden at the end. She is, it's just that extra little reminder that you can move forward in this and to just trust and have faith and enjoy what you're doing with it this weekend and have fun with it. Look at what you're doing, like through the eyes of a child, and remember everything starts from a young stage and it grows. So yeah, I'm quite excited about the weekend after reading these. So thank you for coming, everyone. I hope that you will get something out of today and come back another time and visit me for another reading. I will be putting more videos and content up on YouTube. So you can also find me on Twitter at Healing Intuitive, and then also my website, which is still in the baby stages as well. My website is healingintuitive.com. So please come back and have a lovely weekend. Namaste.